Hello, my name is Luis Enrique Negron Sr. I'm the Executive Director and COO of the 100 Black Men of Atlanta.
Can you explain to us about what the 100 Black Men of Atlanta is and what are some of the things that they do?
Yes, the 100 Black Men of Atlanta was founded in 1985 by Nate Goldstein, and you could just say a whole host of who's who of Atlanta. Maynard Jackson was part of that, Honorable Andrew Jackson. We can also go on to say that the 100 Black Men was started actually because they wanted to make a difference in the lives of children of Atlanta. They wanted to mentor. At that time, they were located in the Perry homes, and what they did, they went in there and they wanted to mentor. No limelight, they actually did it self-funding, and they went in and wanted to just be able to just share their experiences with these young men who were experiencing a tough time in life, to say, you could be what you see, and we are what you see, and you could be with us.
Do you know personally how many members do you guys have today?
We have 193 members currently.
Awesome. Can you give us your background, where you came from, what are some of the things that you did career-wise?
Yes, I'm originally from Oakland, California. My parents were from Puerto Rico, so I'm first generation in America. That's where the name Negron comes from. I learned English at the age of 6. I was actually born in North Oakland, where the Black Panther Party was located near Berkeley, California. Huey P. Newton went to my high school. I actually attended a lot of the Black Panther parties and initiatives that were there during the early 70s as a child in the school system. So for me, I would say that being in this type of line of work is in alignment with my spirit and upbringing, and that's what got me here into the United States.
Now, what brought you to Atlanta?
Morehouse College.
All right. What year alumni?
I'm a class of 97, and how I got here was because I used to work for Marion Wright Edelman, who used to lead the Children's Defense Fund, and she was a graduate of Spelman. She was my mentor for 8 years, and I worked with her. And I started working with her for the Freedom Schools there in Oakland, and then transferred to Atlanta. She said, if you really want to make a difference and learn about civil rights and community development, Morehouse is a place for you, and that's where I came.
So what were you doing after you, between the time that you graduated from Morehouse and that you came become the president of the organization?
That is so much.
I know.
I did 10 years in higher education, started off as a Spanish professor, and then because of my background in grant writing and community development, I became the coordinator of development at Gainesville State College, which is in Gainesville, Georgia, for the Latino community, and really built up the program to service undocumented students to go to college. And we're talking about the years of 2005, 6, and 7. At that time, the University System of Georgia decided that they, out-of-state students or undocumented students would have to pay 3 times the tuition. I felt that that was an issue regardless, and I wrote a grant with the Guazetta Foundation that allowed me to do an endowment and scholarship for students to attend college free of charge. Beyond that, I went on to work at Georgia Gwinnett College, and then came on back here to work with Kwaku Forstall at Year Up Atlanta, and that got me back into the nonprofit world 10 years later.
What made you decide that you wanted to join the 100 Black Men of Atlanta?
Well, I think for me it was unfinished work. I had left here in 2016. I had suffered a stroke. I was paralyzed. I was 425 pounds. And when I left Atlanta, I was in a place of healing and searching for something else different. And when I came back to Atlanta, I felt it was a calling for me to come back with unfinished work that the Creator called me back to do. And I used to fund this organization when I worked at the United Way of Greater Atlanta. And they were in my funding cycle working at Best Academy. So I really felt that I was called to come back to the to the 100 Black Men to help make a difference and to actually reinvest in the children and families of the West Side community.
Once you became a member of the organization, were there anything that you realized was different between your perception of the organization prior to joining and actually being in and doing the work?
I would say how much involved the members really are in doing the mentoring and doing the work. I think there's a perception in the community that brothers wear their white coats and they see them parading around the city. They see them participating in these events outside, such as the football class, things of that nature. They really don't see the work behind the scenes, the dedication, the mentoring, the actually taking children out and exposing them to things, internships that they provide, pathways for young men and young women. And also, I would say, the most surprising thing was how it's more holistic. They actually help take care of families. If there's a family in need, I can make one phone call and that family will be provided for. During Christmas, we were able to provide for families when they had no heat in the house, when they had no electricity. Those are things that go beyond the measure of what we're known for doing.
How many years were you a member before you stepped up to become the president?
This is my first year.
Oh.
Yes.
Can you go a little bit into some of the programs that the 100 Black Men offer?
Yes, we do mentoring, we do robotics program, we do socioeconomic uplift, and those are the main in health and wellness. So for us, Best Academy is our school. That actually, when Best Academy was the conception of it was coming on board with the Atlanta Public Schools, we were working at that time, Alonzo Krim, who was one of our members and the then superintendent of Atlanta Public Schools, pitched the idea that the 100 Black men would then adopt Best Academy. And since then, that's been our school. We since then have adopted Coretta Scott King, which is right next door, Washington High School, Douglas High School, Carver High School, North Atlanta is the newest high school, and we plan to expand to many more in the metro area.